What makes a great base in Rust? A simple bunker that works on both PC and consoles. Maybe turrets that protect your base 360 degrees. Or hidden loot rooms, multiple entrances, a great shooting floor. The Onyx has all of that. It's an incredibly balanced and well-designed base for solo, duo or even trio players that's super easy to build. There are no build-outs to make this base, and it starts with a simple 1x1. So if you wanna know how to build it, be sure to watch the entire video and check out today's sponsor. Rustly is one of the fastest growing Rust websites with a lot of games to play, many deposit methods including skins, cards and crypto, and instant withdrawals with a store full of skins. You can claim 5 free cases by using code STELIC or clicking the link in the video description. You can battle against real players or bots in games like case battles, coin flip and even minefield and win cool skins. And if it's not enough for you can get a lot of bonuses and free cases every 24 hours. In fact, you can get 5 free cases right now if you click the link in the description or go to rustly.com and use code STELIC. And now, let's get back to the video. Behind the first door is a staircase with 2 windows at the top, through which you can check what's going on outside your base, thanks to the siren lights. At the top, you'll find a shelf with a large box, as well as a gap you might not have seen. This gap allows you to control both entrances from your shooting floor in complete safety. Behind the second door is the main core. I opened all the garage door beforehand, so they wouldn't block the view. Believe me, there are a lot of them. Inside, you'll have a whole room for furnaces, a vending machine, a computer station, lots of hidden boxes, 2 separate batteries for turrets outside and inside, and much more. In this room, you will have 2 beds, as well as a large battery behind the window and 2 hidden boxes below. And here is the second entrance on the other side, with exactly the same gap at the top that leads to the shooting floor. By the way, this base is completely symmetrical, so it's very easy to build. Now let's go to the top. You can also do this on both sides, thanks to the ladder hatches. And these hatches not only allow you to climb up, but also block the entrance, giving you extra protection during an online raid. On the shooting floor, you have many gaps, through which you can control everything that happens outside. And you can also open and close the garage doors that protect the turrets. You have as many as 4 of these doors on this floor that look in different directions, giving the turrets a full 360-degree view. There are also 2 more beds, some boxes, a jump up to the roof, as well as 2 gaps through which you can control the entrance. I showed them before. You can climb up to the roof from different corners, and there are windows on both sides for an extra view outside. On the roof itself, there are 2 turrets protecting it, 2 beds with lockers and small boxes, and 2 wind turbines on top, as well as a sort of tricky gap under the roof, through which you can see your enemies, but they can't see you. Now let's go down to the main core. On the first floor, you have a room with a workbench, 2 boxes hidden behind the low wall, and a separate loot room with 4 large boxes, as well as 2 sleeping bags, some small boxes, and other items that you might need. Right in the middle is the entrance to the bunker. After you break this twig, the ceiling above will disappear, opening a passage inside. Inside this room is a TC, 4 barrels placed on a shelf, a sleeping bag, and a weapon rack. Here is your daily upkeep, almost 5k metal, 5k stone, and 43 high wall, a perfect upkeep for duo players. To close this bunker, build a half wall here with a ceiling on top and upgrade it into high wall. Simple as that. Now let's get to the build. As I said in the beginning, you only need to build 1 square. This will be your starter base. Just leave the doorway wooden, you'll have to break it later. Everything else can be upgraded into stone. Next, put the door in place and lock it. Place the TC in the far right corner and lock it too. You can place a large box next to it, 1 or more sleeping bags, a few furnaces and a campfire in the middle. Or you can use this space however you like. Once you have more resources to expand your base, build 1 triangle in front and 2 high squares on the sides. Enclose these 2 squares with walls and build half walls over the main square. Cover all squares with ceilings. You can build a twig shelf in the middle to create a jump up. From the top, build one wall on the right and two wall frames in the remaining spaces and cover them with double doors. Inside, add two more wall frames with double doors. Getting out of your base won't be very convenient at first, as you'll have to remove and rebuild the shelf each time, but you can fix that with a ladder if you're lucky enough to find one. Once you build the shelf, you can easily go outside. Next, break the wooden doorway, build two half walls and remove the lower one. To close this bunker, build a half wall at the bottom, cover it with a ceiling and then upgrade it. To open this bunker, just remove this twig. You can use the remaining space inside however you like. As an example, I've placed the most essential deployables here. On the right, I made a room with a workbench, furnaces and a few boxes, and on the left I made a small loot room. You can also place a few boxes above the bunker if you need some extra storage space. Once you have enough resources, upgrade your bunker into high wall and everything else into metal. In the future, you can upgrade all the squares into high wall as well for better protection. I think it won't be a problem even for a solo player. By the way, don't forget to upgrade the half floor above the bunker. Now let's add some honeycombs. First, cover the TC room with a square in the back. Add one low and one high triangle to the right. Cover the low foundation with a half wall and build regular walls on top. Repeat the same on the other side. On the opposite side, build two low triangles and enclose them with walls. Next, add another triangle honeycomb to the right, with a half floor at the bottom, and do the same on the left. You should end up with something like this. Now let's make an entrance to your base. On the right side of the bunker, build a high square and a low triangle next to it. Repeat the same on the left side to make a second entrance. You should end up with a star like this. Let's start with the entrance on the right side. If the foundation is too high, add another low triangle in front of it. Build two half walls on the sides. Add a wall frame here and place two windows on top of these half walls. Next, build stairs inside the square and put a double door in place. Add a floor frame here to block these windows and cover them with vertical embrasures. Place a half wall over the double door. To get a better angle, attach the siren light to your windows as I show. In this case, you will have a great view to the outside. Now all you have to do is build a single doorway on top, add two walls above the windows and cover them with a roof. Make sure you have an opening over the door. If so, you can move on to the second entrance. Just repeat what you've done. I'll speed up the video so it doesn't take up your time. Finally, build a shelf inside the entrance and place a large box on it. And do the same with the second entrance. Let's finish building the second floor. First, build the honeycombs on the triangle foundations we built before, near the entrances, and close them with two wall frames and a wall. This is where your turrets will be placed. If you don't want to use turrets, you can cover these triangles with walls to increase the protection. Enclose these two triangles at the back with walls. Put two large boxes at the bottom and cover them with a ceiling and a ladder hatch. Next, enclose the remaining triangle with walls and place a large battery here, covering it with a window and ceilings. On the opposite side, you can make another loot room and place a vending machine. Cover the square with half walls, place a ramp inside and a shelf over it, and finish it off with a doorway and walls. You can place two large and two small boxes at the bottom and a vending machine on top. Place garage doors wherever possible and cover the second floor with ceilings, except in these two places, as this will be the exit to the shooting floor. Let's move on to the shooting floor, and we'll start by covering those openings from above with half walls, so you can control the entrance while securing the shooting floor. Next, let's finish these turret pods with wall frames. Place the 2 triangle roofs on top, as I show, on each triangle on all sides. Now, close these roofs with single doorways. You won't be able to fall outside through them, nor will anyone be able to get inside your base. It remains to build up the square and 2 triangles on the opposite side. Let's start with triangles. Build 2 half walls with windows on top. Add 2 triangle roofs below and cover this area with ceilings. On the other side, build 3 half walls with windows on top and a roof in the middle. Add a shelf on top and close this square with 2 walls and a ceiling. Next, close off the shooting floor completely with ceilings and place wall frames with garage doors wherever possible. On the roof, build wall frames next to both exits and also cover them on top with a half floor. Place turrets on the shelves you've built before. Your roof is now fully protected by turrets. Cover these windows at the bottom with vertical and horizontal embrasures. On the roof itself, build 2 half walls with roofs inwards on both sides. And in the remaining space, build the roof outwards. As you can see, you will get a gap at the bottom, through which you can see your enemies. And finally, all you have to do is build 2 wind turbines on top, so you have electricity for turrets. And I already showed how to use the space inside at the beginning of the video. So all you have to do is build this base yourself and write a comment below. Maybe you know how to make this base even better. Oh, and by the way, Rust is the kind of game where it's impossible to know all the tips, features and mechanics. After spending thousands of hours playing this game, I'm still finding a lot of new things.